Welcome back everyone to the Hello World guys. This is the next episode, 8th episode of the C++ for Complete Beginner series, and in this video we are going to learn about a couple of string operations. So a couple of stuff that you basically a couple of things that you can do with strings to change them and add stuff to them and kind of like that. So let us begin. But before we do that, what I first want to focus on is basically how to, like, so for example, if I hit play, start now, you can see that if I enter like a like, I enter my stuff with spaces, which means a complete line, then it only takes the stuff before the first space, only the first word, not the next ones. So how can we make it do that? And this can be a bit of a problem for something like, sometimes you want to have the complete thing and not just the first letter. So for example, if I say the hello world guy, then you can see that it only takes the and leaves the rest off. So how are we going to take the whole line? In order to do that, we are going to use a function in now, which is a bit different thing. So we are going to learn about functions too, but how to like make them. But for because currently we have got a main function in our program, but we are going to use a function now, not just like a actual function and use that. So the way that using a function works is that in this iostream file we have got a function already created like this main one, but it's got a different name, and we need to use that function. In order to do that, we just say the name of the function, which in this case is getLine, and this is a part of std, and the function is called getLine. So you put the name of the function, and names can never contain spaces or anything, and then you put a pair of parentheses after that, and you put a semicolon at the end. Now in here you are supposed to give the function its arguments, because you can see it's still giving an error. The reason is that you need to put some data to this function in order to make it work properly. So if I put in here, so the first thing that you need to put in here is the stream. So you need to put the stream. Basically what this done is that it takes a full line in a stream, and the way you do that is that providing you the name of the stream and then the name of the variable that you want the data to be put into. And if I do that, you can see that this stops the error, and now we should be able to get the whole thing across. And in order to add multiple arguments, you just use a comma. So I'm going to say we are going to discuss this piece of code in a second. Let me first test it. So if I say the hello world guy and I press enter, and you can see it says the complete thing. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And now here let's just review this line once more. So we put the name of the function, which is getLine, then we open a parenthesis, and then we put the name of the first argument of the function, which in this case is the stream that we want to take the data from. So that is the C in stream common input. And then we put a comma before putting the second, and a comma and a space. This space is not necessary, only there for readability. So you put a comma and a space, and then you put the name of the variable that you want to put the data into. So it will take the whole line and put it into this variable, and I say name, and that's the name of the variable. And then I need to kind of close this parenthesis by like that, and then obviously since this is a statement, you need to terminate this with a semicolon. And after you do that, we have basically got the whole thing done. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So now we are going to learn about a couple of string operations. Now the idea is that there are a couple of things that you can do with a string. For now we are going to learn the very basic one, which is called concat for short, and this is basically like adding two things together, strings together. So it puts the first string, then it puts the value of the second one after that. So you can see we are doing this string right now here, but I'm actually going to go up here, and I'm going to add another string here called greeting. And let's say that the greeting for now is something like good morning. So good morning, like that, and then we put a comma and we put a space. Now this is basically the greeting, and what we want to do is we want to basically the idea is that we want to not output everything in the cout like that, because you can obviously add multiple stuff like this, but what we want to do is we just want to add a single string here called greeting. Let's just assume that this is what we need to do now. But this greeting does not consist of the name, so we basically need to add the name to the greeting by saying greeting. And you can actually go ahead and say greeting, and then you can add a plus after that, and you can see name. Say name. What this will do is it will put the greeting first, good morning, comma, and a space, and then after that it will put the name on top of it, and then it will basically return us with a value that we can use. And this obviously does not change the original variables in any way, it only adds them together. But I can say greeting again once more, and I can say greeting is equal to this. And if I do that, greeting will be equal to greeting plus the name, which basically will be good morning, and then after that whatever name we have entered. So if I start that, you can see, if I just put something here, you can see it says good morning. But if I go ahead in this greeting and change it to good evening, for example, then what you should see is that it says good evening, which means our greeting is getting added to, and we are only outputting the actual greeting. Now this is basically concat, which basically means that you get a string and then you add another string in front of it. That's basically what the main idea is, and you can do that using the plus operator. Now this is a bit repetitive, you can see we are adding greeting twice here, and what we can do is we can remove this and we can say greeting plus equal name, which basically takes the name and adds it to the greeting. So now it will be same as before. So the way we did it before, it's the same as this, and you can use this operator with numbers and everything. So it's now you can see it works the same way. So yeah, this was pretty much it for this video. In this video we learned how getLine works and string concat, and we also learned how to have this kind of operator. And in the next video we are going to focus on creating our own functions for different kind of stuff. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for that, and I will see you in the next one, and bye.